All right. Well, hopefully this time around it'll be good. All right. Oh, excuse me. Well, good afternoon, evening, and morning. How's everyone doing? As you can see, I'm warming up. So, funny thing, since the last video, I pulled my back. And it was pretty rough. I did a number on it. Like my whole lower back was seized up. My hamstrings were tight. I could barely walk. Like just any movement just fired it off. So that was about a week ago. And so I didn't do anything. And I mean anything other than like some stretching and stuff. Purely because it was that bad. It was real rough. So I ain't no spring chicken. I gotta be careful. I gotta be real careful. So I gotta warm up properly and all the things. Get my lower back strength. You know, because I used to have really good lower back strength. But I think it was really just my, what's it called? My hubris was really the one. I think that was really what was getting me, was my hubris. So we're starting from ground zero. And I mean ground zero. Because that's not good. So, because I can't be going around, hobbling around, and barely able to move. That's not good. I'm useless for everyone. So, yeah. We went straight back to the drawing board, like more so than usual. Like I pinpointed a majority of my weak points, which is lower back strength and hamstrings. Because since I stopped doing a lot of strongman stuff, I kind of just stopped deadlifting. And I think over the years, what saved me, honestly, was the fact that I was doing volume. And I mean volume of deadlifts. So, yeah, that is where we are at. But we are completely restarting. So today is just a really light, chill day, mostly an upper body day. Oof. Now, some of you might be like, bro, why are you giving up? Why aren't you continuing on with the Olympic lifts? Why aren't you, all these things? One, the toll that Olympic lifting takes on your body is immense. It is immense. And, for in my opinion, for parents or unemployed people or whatever, and if you have the equipment or you just need another hobby or something, honestly, Olympic lifts are great because it's a difficult, not hard, it's a difficult skill. It takes time and you get a lot out of it over the long run. It's a longevity type thing and you get stronger. And it's it can be very time efficient, in my opinion. It can be very, 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 very time efficient, depending on how you do it, as long as you listen to your body, which I didn't do. So I think it's really, really good because it can be a very, it's very efficient because it's a whole body movement, whether you do snatch or clean and press. I mean, me personally, but I'm biased in this sense. I prefer clean and press, but I'm also obviously more of a clean and press specialist. But you get a lot out of it, and you can do a lot with just a barbell and some weights. But it's still not going to stop me. I still want to hit those goals, but I have to be smarter about it. I got to give myself a lot more variation, because I'm not one of those people, at least from what I think and what I've experienced, where I can do one program all year long, but my personal opinion is that no one can. There are those that can, but for me personally, I need a variation. So that's one of the reasons why we're starting off with benching for strength, because I found that benching did not affect my overhead press mobility very much. And it's going to be relatively limited, because I have two other blocks that I've kind of figured out where it's mostly overhead pressing. So I won't be losing a whole lot, hopefully. So yeah, and I like doing a bunch of different things. So why should I just do one thing? So I always forget that, and I need to remind myself, one, warm up, like good Lord, especially if you're over 25, warm up. And if you've never warmed up, you should definitely start. 10 to 20 minutes is enough, I would say not as much stretching. I would say do like half mobility, half dynamic-ish workouts, to get the whole body warm, and regardless of what you're doing, I definitely think you need to get your back, lower back, and I think you just need to get your lower back, warmed up, me personally. And yeah, actually I should correct that. You should be doing mobility, and then you should have your warm-ups be your weak points and whatever doesn't feel warm. Like for me, a lot of the time, it's my hamstrings and my back. Not just my lower back, but like my whole back. Everything else I can warm up pretty easily, but yeah, and don't rush it. I like the saying, I don't remember where I heard it, but I know a lot of people say it, is that your warm-up should be a workout in itself. And, that's the difference between, I think, a lot of injured people and then a lot of not so injured people. But anyways, we're not letting it stop us. So yeah, someday y'all might figure out what my blocks are, but you'll probably figure it out. Okay. But yeah, we're only going to be doing a couple sets, and then yeah, going to take our time warming up to what we're getting to, and we're going to be doing just 10 by 2. If I can do 135 by 10 by 2, I'll be happy. If we can do more, cool. If not, cool. I also haven't benched since I last hit 315, or I last failed 315. And honestly, at this point, I'm not giving up on numbers or anything, but I'm gonna stop obsessing over it. I'm just gonna do this for the long haul. I just wanna get stronger. I wanna have good stamina, and I wanna be fit, you know? I'm tired of being out of breath and just constantly like, which I should have been doing cardio during this week. You know, I got the Concept 2 rower, and I should have broken that out, but I was pretty sick, so it's probably a good thing I didn't, honestly. But yeah, I definitely think if, you know, another piece of advice that I would give to anyone, you know, whether you're a top athlete or a hobbyist or whatever in fitness, you know, or you're just getting back in, you know, again, whatever. This is just a generalization, you know, is don't sweat it, you know. The less you think about it, the faster you'll get where you want to go, at least in my experience. Because the more I've worried about shit, the longer it feels to get somewhere, you know. That's my 2 cents. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so one of the reasons why I've switched things up and I'm kind of doing things, I'm gonna be doing things relatively differently, at least on my side of things, is 1, I wanna get fitter. 2, I can't eat as much as I used to, just in general, physically. 3, I have a lot of weak points that I want to work on. Like 1, I want to be able to do 12 muscle ups, you know, like good muscle ups. And I want to be able to do pull-ups. I want to be able to do reps. I want to be able to lift heavy. And I want to be able to run again. You know, I want to have good stamina. You know, I want my deadlift back up, my squat, overhead press, bench, you know. If I can keep my bench at 315, I'd be okay, you know. But I want my overhead press to be 315. That's the biggest goal I have out of all of them. But, you know, variation is good. Variation is good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to go heavy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still a little light. Now, do I throw on more weight or do I keep it there? You know what, we'll throw 2 10s on, call it good there. Because what I always make the mistake of doing, which you guys probably see, is that I start out too heavy, or I start out too many reps, or I start out too many reps and it's too heavy. Whereas now, you know, I got goals, but I keep being stupid. And I need to be held accountable for that, you know, not just myself. But I also cannot be getting injured anymore. Doesn't matter how small or how big it is, but I just cannot be getting injured anymore. So we need to be doing that. We need to be smarter, you know? And again, I'm old, dude. I'm at the point of where it's like, I need to kind of, I think I probably have like 5 years left until it's like, okay, we need to calm down, you know, and be more reps, you know, a little more cardio, a little more movement, and be a little bit smarter on my, you know, selection of things. So just want to be careful, you know, and basically as long as I hit that 315 overhead press and pretty decent deadlift and squat, I'm set. You know, we've already hit the bench goal, which is great. But if I can just keep doing this, you know, longevity is the name of the game. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. You know what's really funny? I thought I was gonna be like itching to get back in the gym and stuff, or like do something. But you know, while I was being sick and recovering, but I didn't. I was just like, this is kind of nice, you know, not having to be like worried about what I'm doing and or like that I got to get in and do it, you know. But I think that's an age thing. Might be an age thing, might be something else, but yeah. Oh, the other thing I've added into my blocks is a deload week. It doesn't matter when it is, but it's like a whole week where I'm doing either very low volume and medium-ish weights, or I'm doing pretty high volume and very low weights. Very low weights. I think I got that right. So I have that, but I also have another like kind of like guideline for a deload week of just doing nothing or doing completely different things, like going on a hike, going on a walk, going swimming, doing goofy shit, you know, like maybe a WOD or maybe some gymnastics stuff, you know, not to say that I could really do that, but, you know, just spend a week of just like kind of messing around. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I think 20 extra pounds on here was a little much. Okay, we'll do a couple sets of that. Kind of get back into the groove of things. I should not have taken pre-workout. I should not have taken pre-workout before this. Oh my gosh. You know, depending on who you ask, that's a good thing, I suppose. I'd like to stay around 220, 230. But I was just sick recently, so I think a lot of it was like water weight and stuff. But I'm also significantly leaner. Still kind of a little bit of muscle mass, but I think I lost a lot of it, you know? in my opinion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Feeling the back more warmed up now. So that's good. Monday, we'll hit something. Wednesday, we'll hit something. Take the rest of the week off. And then Monday, then Wednesday, then Friday, take the rest of the week off. See how that works. And then we'll adjust there. Because I tend to adjust too much in general. But we're working on it. There we go. 5 will do. But yeah, so that's where I've been. That's what's been up. I don't think there's really anything else. I mean, obviously, biggest update, Garage Gym. Second biggest update, I'm old and hurt my back, like doing stupid shit. And new blocks. Who wants to hear that, you know? 2, 3, 4, 5. I miss working out every single day. That was fun. Because every day I just would wake up and be like, all right, doing it. You know? Whereas now it's like, I feel like I need a little bit more structure than just, all right, we're just going to do this. Maybe I could just do 6 days and just do an exercise a day. The good old, it wasn't Mike Menser who did it. But then again, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm trying to just be dad strong. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Cool. So, until the next time I see you, hope you have a good one, and bye-bye.